Hey everybody, welcome to this video. This is the video for Module 31 for Business Math and Calculators. In this module, we are dealing with something called Break-Even Analysis. And essentially what Break-Even Analysis deals with is trying to figure out how much of something you need to produce in order to break even, in order to make enough money to cover all of your costs and like I said, not lose money, but not necessarily profit yet. So break even is kind of that in between losing money and between making profit. So we're just going to go through one quick problem in terms of what you need to do to calculate the break even point for a given situation. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and we will get started. Alrighty, so like I said, we're just going to do one problem in this video. So let's go ahead and jump right to it. Basically what we've got is a situation where you are given some information about a company. So in this case, the company is Mitchell Stationery, and the item that we're trying to do the break-even analysis on is blue pens. So they're a manufacturer who are making pens. The couple of things that we need to know in order to do the math on this is, first of all, the fixed cost. What that basically means is that is the cost associated with producing the items that doesn't change, you know, so it might be things like some labor costs for individuals that work at the company. It might be things like utility bills, you know, other things that are associated with running a business that stay pretty consistent from day to day in that situation. So in this situation, the fixed cost is $39,000. Okay? Now, each pen is going to be sold for $1.02 per pen, so $1.02 per pen. Now, the variable cost is associated with the amount that it costs to produce the pen. All right. So in this case, in addition to the fixed costs that are out there, it costs 48 cents per pen to make that pen. So that might be associated with, you know, materials that are needed to actually make the pen or different things like that. All right. So what we need to know in order to do our break-even analysis is we need to know the fixed costs, what we're going to be selling the items for, and what the variable cost is associated with producing the items. Now, to calculate the break-even point, essentially, is we're going to follow these procedures. What you do is you take and divide the fixed costs, the costs that you have to cover, divided by essentially the amount of money you're making per item, per pen in this case. So that's why we subtract the $1.02 minus 48 cents, because what happens is if it costs us 48 cents to make the pen, but we're selling them for $1.02, what's essentially happening is we are making 54 cents per pen. All right. Now, before that money becomes true profit, what we have to do is we have to use that money to pay off those fixed costs, to cover the utility bills and labor costs and other things like that. All right. So that's the meaning of what you're seeing here on the screen in terms of why we're doing the math that we are doing. Now, like I said, the top item is that fixed cost. The bottom math, the $1.02 minus 48 cents, has a fancy name. It's called the contribution margin. So again, basically what we're doing is it's what we're contributing to paying off the fixed costs. Might be a way to think about what that word means in the context. Okay. So what we're going to do is do that subtraction. We're just following order of operations to help us simplify. So we're going to take $39,000 divided by the 54 cents per pen, essentially. And when you do that, we come up with an answer of 72,222. Or in other words, what we're going to have to do is the company is going to have to make 72,222 pens and sell them. Once they've reached that number, anything above that, so if they make and sell 80,000 pens, for example, all of those pens above the 72,222 are going to result in them making profit. Okay. If they sell less than the 72,222 pens, then they're going to be operating at a loss because they haven't covered their fixed costs yet. But there you go. That's how you do a break-even analysis. It's fairly simple mathematical procedure. Take the fixed cost divided by the contribution margin divided by, again, the selling price minus the variable cost per item. And that will tell you how many items you have to produce in order to break even. All right, so there you go. That's the example problem for this module. Hopefully it provided a little bit of insight into what you need to do in order to figure out the break-even point for a given situation. As always, please let me know if you do have questions. I'm happy to work with you individually, go through more problems or examples to help make sure that you're good to go on this front. Otherwise, I hope that you have a great day. Thank you for watching the video, and I will see you in the next video.